So this is me making my morning smoothie for work today. I have been really into smoothies because I feel like they've just been really easy for me to have and they make me feel pretty full. So I've been using hydrolyzed collagen and some greens from Huel. And I put them in a blueberry smoothie with milk, which is what I'm doing down there as I'm walking back and forth. I really need to get you guys, A, better camera angle, and B, I need to start cleaning my lens more before I start filming because this is very smudgy, as you guys can see. But making the smoothie doesn't take too much time. It takes probably about 10 minutes, and that's just like grabbing everything and doing the whole darn thing. This morning, I was pretty tired, and I just wanted to get things done. I find that breakfast during the week when I'm going to work isn't always the easiest. And I used to be so intense about prepping everything beforehand. And I've given myself leeway to relax a little bit, but I am still trying to find that perfect breakfast combination. Ooh, the reason I'm using hot water is I actually used a matcha this morning because I was like, let's do a blueberry matcha smoothie. And that was actually really good too. I actually really enjoyed the blueberryness and the matcha together. So that is definitely a combination, but I think I need to add more protein powder because I love this combination, but the milk that I used just didn't have enough protein in it, so it didn't taste that great. But look at that rich blue color. I should be adding banana or spinach or so, because I have the greens, I feel like that's usually enough. Look how pretty it is. Hey guys, it's Dia. I'm on my way to work and I have had the craziest week. It's Friday, thank freaking God. And honestly, I've just been so stressed this week. I've had meetings. The first week of any month is always stressful, but like this month particularly, there's just been a lot of things going on. And I am not friends with caffeine anymore. I don't drink energy drinks anymore. I don't drink Celsius. I'm not gonna do pre-workout anymore, even though I love pre-workout. On one hand, I can really use caffeine very well to make me function, right? Like I can function off caffeine. But at the same time, I could drink a Celsius and fall asleep. It's this weird combination. And it really just depends on A, what I've eaten that day, or B, how hydrated I am. And so I was doing this thing to get through the week where I was drinking a Celsius in the morning, or I was drinking a cold brew in the morning and then a Celsius in the afternoon. And at first I was like, oh, this is great. But then I realized I couldn't go without it. And you guys, I went through caffeine withdrawal. I had a headache every day. I was shaking. I felt nauseous. It was so bad. And I was like, oh my God, I'm a drug addict about my caffeine intake. So now if I do coffee, I only do it once or twice a week. If I do like black tea, I'm hella cautious about black tea. If I do like Irish breakfast or an English breakfast or an Earl Grey, I'm mindful that I drink hella water. I am just so careful with caffeine now, is that I have been doing this half thing as a teacher because I wanted to really make it easy for me to lose weight because I'm not happy with my body right now, but also not stress myself out with my job, which is gonna happen anyways, I've now realized, because I wanna do creating and I also wanna do other projects for myself and I also wanna work and I also wanna give back to the community and I also wanna be healthy. So I've realized now that my life is just a myriad of steps that will either make me tired or not. I wanna live me. And so that is really where I'm at right now. I personally am exhausted. I woke up this morning just tired. And I was like, wow, I've never woken up tired like this before. Usually, even on like a really bad night's sleep, I wake up with some level of energy. I have none. So I need caffeine. I've decided that today I will allow myself to drink some caffeine. My students and I are just gonna have a very slow but intentional day. Hopefully they're not on 100 when I get there, but I think we'll be good. All right, y'all, see you later, bye. So, hey guys, I don't know if you can see me that well, but I wanted to actually talk this time. You guys are just gonna been seeing me. But so I am really going through right now. My kids are at PE and I have light duty because of my ankle. So I don't have to take them and bring them back. So here's what my plans typically look like. I'm usually doing something that revolves around scheduling daily, weekly, monthly, and making sure paperwork and stuff is filled in. So for today, we're on our last day of this module. All the reading stuff, because I'm mostly planning reading right now, goes like, we have like module this, and then it's like week 1, 2, and 3. What I have found is third graders are still developmentally not ready for large tasks in terms of reading as it pertains to being able to read something and understand what it says, comprehension. So what I've been trying to figure out is how do I get my students to move forward towards comprehension without overloading them and making it harder for them to want to engage in the context. So what I did was I started with short stories, and then we would ask like a bunch of comprehension questions about the short stories. And it was easy because we were moving through like a short story like every 3 or 4 days. Once I got them on the short stories, then I was like, okay, we're gonna read one large book, and we're not really gonna ask too many questions, but we're just gonna like annotate it and take notes. That was a really good point. So we have the first week, we're doing audiobooks. We all listen to the audiobook, they're tracking along in their story. The second day, they're gonna sit at their tables, and I'm gonna assign them like 2 or 3 pages, and they read the book together. For my lower groups, I'll just have them listen to the audiobook together, and then they like write what they understood. And then we're gonna annotate literary themes. So I have like these really cool, the curriculum I have prints out these very cool graphic organizers. Organization is not always the best, but I try my best. Oh, I literally saw it right here. So literary elements, that's what we'll be looking at as we read this story for a 1 week. And then when we finish that, we then are going to fill this out as a group. So that'll be day 3, I believe, that we're actually gonna do that. And then on the 4th day, so we're gonna like read about it, we're gonna like highlight things in our books, and then the 4th and 5th day, Thursday and Friday, we're gonna fill this out. It'll take 2 days to fill this out because that is just how slow 3rd graders write. Spelling word sheet, and I'm thinking now, like instead of doing spelling words every week, I'll do it like every 2 weeks. This is what week 1 is gonna look like starting Monday, and then week 2, I'm still planning that out right now. So copy, wait, hold on, I literally have I'm such a sticky note girly. Like everything I do is like sticky note oriented. Every theme this year, but I want them to recognize like, oh yeah, like I can ask a question and answer it. I can ask a question and answer it. Short articles we would read, and then we'd ask the questions. Oh my God, I wish I had started off the school year that way. Actually, I wish I would have started off the school year like doing it this way, but I just didn't know like 3rd grade versus 4th grade. Like I realized now a new reading log for February. So I need to print out a reading log. I'll do that tomorrow. I don't really care. That wasn't a part of today's plan. This is all I wanted to do. So I planned reading day by day, bam. So I don't have the 2nd week planned. I have the 1st week planned. And really the 2nd week is gonna depend on how much I get done the 1st week. So then we're gonna do foundational skills. And these are all things you're supposed to be doing every day. But again, I just find that doing everything all the time just isn't super helpful. And there's apps for it. I can put them on a mirror, I can put them on whatever. And then we'll have them do fluency that day and read 180. Those are like 2 fluency apps that I have them with. So I need to print out, so print fluency, read 180, perfect, cool. And then I wanna start getting them into academic vocab. We haven't really done a lot of academic vocab with this group, mostly because it's just been hard. So we're doing soccer shootout the 1st week, and then the 3rd week, I've decided, there's a cute little video, it's called Bend It Whatever, and I might do that video. If we finish soccer shootout early, I'm definitely gonna do that story, but I only really wanna do 2 stories at a time. I think that's pretty much it I wanted you guys to see with my planning this week. I feel like this is a big deal for me because I'm really trying to test the system and see if it works. I taught 3rd grade for 2 years, then I taught 4th grade, then I taught 3rd grade. 4th grade was fun, but it was very quick and very fast paced. 3rd grade, you have to slow it down and really break it down to their developmental level because a lot of them don't really read, and then I have kids that do read but don't really understand, and then I have kids who read and understand but they're not always motivated to do the work. So dealing with a different bunch of groups here. I only have 14 students, so it is pretty easy for me to like stuff going. If I had 30 kids, it would just be like, you got to do what you got to do. I don't have time to like make this special for you, but at this school, because I have such a low number, I find it decently easy to like specialize, which is why I like having low numbers. And then the 2nd week, I think I'm going to do teamwork equals victory. We'll see. And from there, I will decide whether or not it's like good, and I'll edit it a little bit. So I try not to plan too far ahead just because I don't want to overshoot myself. But I do know that like for this particular week, I will be having the kids do opinion writing. Module 5 is all opinion writing. And so we should be done in 4 weeks. And then I have to start doing test prep basically, because I have to start getting the kids ready to like, take tests online. And it's like a whole thing. 3rd graders don't always test well on these tests because it's so new for them. Just want them to leave with certain concepts in their head of how to ask and answer a question, how to understand what parts of a story are important, the setting, the plot, the characters, all that kind of stuff. Like I want them to be able to verbalize that and practice those concepts a lot. And I think the more that a kid does that over and over again, the better their ability to like move in 4th grade is. Because what happens is in our schools, we're asked to basically teach to the lesson and then just go from there. And what happens is a lot of the kids don't master the concepts. Kids need, I think the studies show that kids need over 100 experiences or 100 times doing something for it to go into long-term memory. So it's like if I'm a third grader, I'm an 8-year-old kid, and I've only gone over literary elements like maybe once or twice in a span of 4 weeks, and then not touching it for another 4, and then touching it again in a 4, it doesn't work that way, and the kids aren't going to be able to retain the information. I work with students that are very low, and I don't find that just constantly enunciating them with concepts all the time is ideal. This curriculum does a good job of recycling them, but they let a lot of things go. And with kids, it needs to be repeated. If they don't get constant repetition, it's gone. And we're asking so much from them to take on such a large cognitive load. And as a teacher, my approach is getting them to understand that what you're learning is useful, because as you're reading something, it'll help you understand more. And so that's really my goal as a teacher. And it doesn't always work out because there's so many other agendas that are happening, but that's essentially what I'm trying to do right now. And I hope you guys got something from this. And I will check in with you guys on Sunday, and I'll let you guys know how the week has gone. So I burnt the shit out of this plastic container at lunch. Oh, and another thing is you guys aren't actually seeing me in my natural habitat because I don't want to film the kids, but I am in a place where I feel very confident that what I'm doing here is actually working for my students and that they are gaining concepts from this. Because when I can see a kid talking about the plot when they're just reading their library book, oh, this is where the story takes place, I've done my job as a teacher. And ultimately, at the end of the day, a lot of these kids have to have experiences outside of school too. And so I always recommend parents, take your kid here to go to the museum, talk to them, talk to your kids. Talking to kids is so important because people are like, oh, I just talk to my kids, I treat them like an adult. You don't need to treat them like an adult. You need to treat them like an 8-year-old, right? 8-year-old kids need to be understood. 8-year-old kids need to have things explained to them to a degree in which you feel like it's almost stupid, but you're 8. Trust and believe that they need that level of explanation. The developmental piece of children is so important. And I'll probably do more on this series, or just going over child development as it pertains to my job, but it's so important, especially when you're working with kids. Otherwise, you're going to give them inappropriate content and they're just going to be frustrated all day. I can't do this, it's too hard. You need to remind yourself, these are kids. They need it to be fun. They need to hold on to it, because if they don't, then you're wasting your time and you're fighting a battle that's not worth your time fighting. Also, I want to show you guys my desk. So my desk is super cute. I always have waters and stuff, but I keep them on the ground because I am so prone to knocking things over. So here are my drinks of the day. So I have my tea, my black tea. I have my water, and then I also have some ginger to settle my stomach. I feel like lately I am on day 4 of my period right now, and I haven't broken out at all. I have a little thing right there, but I've really been taking to heart this eating half and stuff. So when I'm at work, I try to eat small amounts, because if I eat too much, I will literally fall asleep at work. I have been reading a story and I just go, it will conk out. You okay, Missy? But so I have ginger tea, I have black tea, and I have water. And I'm trying to not spend money. So yesterday I brought Starbucks, which was great, but my goal isn't to spend money, it's to save it and then also live within and slightly below my means. So that's artwork that kids drew of me. That's supposed to be me back there. And then some cute little artworks over there. And the kids have their goals. I did Polies, and then I did Polaroids, and then I did what's your math goal, what's your reading goal for semester 2, semester 3, all that kind of stuff. So these kids are great, but ooh, that ginger. So I put all my drinks down there, and then when the kids come to get their headphones, I'm like, watch out for my coffee. And they're like, oh, you gotta be careful because these coffees over there. What else? That's pretty much it. My fridge is over there where I keep my lunch, teacher only. The kids have extra oranges and snacks and stuff. So this is pretty much my classroom. It's pretty chill. Kids are chill. For the most part, I have a bunch of kids that are all over the spectrum. And I would say one of the things that I always have to remind myself is I can't take it personally if a kid really isn't understanding something or not really grasping something. I can only do what I can do. And if it's too much for them, unfortunately, that's just how it rolls. You know what I mean? And so that's kind of where I'm at with it. I don't feel as bad anymore. I used to feel so bad when kids didn't get stuff, and I'm just kind of some kids are gonna get it and some kids just aren't. And honestly, that's just the way it goes. And I can only do what I can do. If parents want more, I can give them more, but unless they're specifically asking me what do I need to do, I'm leaving it as is. So bye guys. Okay, so I just wanted to do a quick little chat before I go to bed, but say hi to Lauren. I have been switching up my diet, right? I've been doing the whole half. And something I've noticed, you guys, is that I actually have noticed other effects outside of losing weight. And one of the biggest effects that I've noticed is that I feel so genuinely good in my body. I feel great. I feel I'm on day 3 of my period right now, and I have not breaking out. I have a little bit of a little pimple thing above my eyebrow. but like not even. Like normally my periods are painful, but ever since I've switched up my diet consistently and also have been using clean towels and like a different face wash thing, I feel different. I feel different, and I don't know why, but I love it. And I personally think it has to do with the reason I feel different is because I've been switching up my diet. And I've been doing my whole half thing, like not changing what I eat, but how much. And I think it's shifting my body. I'm coming back from work now. Oh, that was weird. My car just did this. But you know what, though? I need to change my oil. It's at 20%. I need to change my oil. But what was I going to say? I don't know. My brain is kaput. I have the craziest parent that I'm dealing with. And she just like, I don't know. It's just not fun having to have a whole work week and then also try to do things for yourself and then also have to deal with like, lots of different personalities. It's not easy, but I do enjoy my job. It's just the circumstances around it are very like, so that was today. Do I want to talk about what I ate today? I didn't even freaking eat lunch today because I was so just out of my mind. I was like, oh, I'll eat later. And then now it's later and I have to eat because I need to take medication, but I don't know. I had coffee today. That's probably also another reason why I'm feeling a little weird, because I woke up tired this morning. I don't usually normally wake up tired. Even when I'm on my period, there's a very specific fatigue that I get from PMS, right? And it already happened. So today was a new type of fatigue, and I think this is sickness fatigue because I am technically still on antibiotics because I am in the process of dealing with a very gnarly sickness. So I think that's what that was. And so either way, I don't know. I'm just all over the place right now, but I guess what I'm trying to say is that today was a rough day. I did not follow my meal plan, which is like to eat half of my lunch. I didn't even eat my lunch. I literally just drank to my iced Americano, and that was all I had for the day because I was just like, I'll eat later. And then I just didn't. I'm going home now. I'll probably put the food in a tortilla. My goal is to just set everything in tortilla and eat it as a burrito. It is Super Bowl weekend, and the weather looks terrible. Probably for a good reason, who knows. With the world right now, I don't know. I'm tired. I am genuinely exhausted. So I'm probably not going to, I even canceled therapy because I was like, I don't even want to talk. I just don't. We'll see. I don't even know if I'm going to do. I just want to buy food. I don't want to do anything. I have like, I think I might have finished all the potatoes. I have really been liking eating potatoes. I'm going to buy potatoes again. I'm really liking potatoes. Like potatoes have surprisingly become a very big staple of mine. I like them. They taste good. They're filling, and you can eat them with pretty much anything. So I don't know. ChatGPT did put me onto one thing. Potatoes. I know I have more veg and stuff, but we'll see. I just don't know where I'm at. I can feel that I'm hungry, but I'm also just like tired. So, all right. We'll see you guys later.